Well, hello there. Hello, 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 hello. I hope that you are ready tonight. I am ready. If there's a problem with the video tonight and I have to stop it, what I'll do is this. I may have to go offline and redo it, but I'll put it back on Facebook and I'll put it on YouTube. So it is now just about 9 o'clock, I think. So what I'm going to do, tonight's topic is going to be on leadership. And most of us have been in groups where we had great leaders. You know, they knew just how to time questions and what to say and when to say it to different people. So I'm going to go through, let's say, I think there's about 6 or 7 myths that I want to dispel tonight. The first one is that leaders are a small band of special people endowed with the ability to understand the mysteries of leadership. The reality is, leadership can be learned, and everyone plays a leadership role at some point in your life. Effective leadership is everyone's business, because you want the people who are being your leaders to be fair and uncompromised, and to be leader enough to realize if they've made a mistake and when they've made it. And we all make them. We know that. Now, myth 2 is through personal power and control, leaders maintain a tight ship so that their followers toe the line and their organizations run like clockwork. Well, that's a bit of a dream, because nobody's teams run like clockwork. Generally speaking, now there are some. I've been in some that have been really great. I have to say that. The reality is, contemporary leaders delegate personal power. And when they do that, good decision-making authorities, they give good decision-making authorities to others. They challenge the process of how things have always been done, which is a good point. They shake up the status quo with new ideas, new methods, and sometimes a totally new vision and purpose for the process of attaining desired outcomes. So if you're in a really good group, you can change the desired outcomes to the new way that the people who are in the group want to change them, as long as they're fair. Myth 3. Today's leaders are renegades who destroy tried and true ways of conducting business by attracting rebellious followers and engaging in courageous actions. Well, some leaders have actually been trying to do that in the last 3 months because they're attracting rebellious followers. The reality is, leaders are not defiant for defiance sake, ever. They challenge reality out of a deep faith that others can adapt and grow and learn and realize their unique human potential. So let me repeat that so it can sink in a little bit. Leaders are not defiant for defiance sake. They challenge the existing reality out of a deep faith that others can adapt, grow, learn, and realize their unique human potential. I like that one. Myth 4. Visionary leaders seem to have some psychic powers that allows them to know what is going to happen. Yeah. The reality is that having a vision of the desired outcome is important for leaders. But everybody can dream and learn ways to make their dreams reality. The vision of leaders may not come from original thought. They might adopt it from others or learn what best expresses the value of the culture. We went through that recently at Unitarian Universalist Church of Annapolis, and it was a really good leadership conference because they wanted to build leaders in the church for the future, and we found quite a few people who had strengths that we didn't know about. So that's always a great thing, and I'm sure that they're being put to use now. The 5th myth, that's hard to say, the more you control others by incentive, power, manipulation, coercion, or intimidation, the better the followers will perform. I don't think so. The reality is genuine leaders know that the more they control, the less likely they will be trusted, and the less likely others will excel. They serve and support others, basically. Myth 6. It is lonely at the top because leaders must remain cool and aloof from those they lead. Only a select few know about the strategic plan that the leader has in mind. Not true, folks. Reality. Leaders' actions are far more important than a strategic plan or their words, no matter how practical, inspirational, or enthusiastically expressed. And furthermore, being aloof is not a prerequisite. Credibility and consistency of action are the most critical determinations of whether a leader is followed over time. I'm going to give you the last one, the 7th one here. Leadership is a position, and the position is superior to any other. The reality is, leadership is a process of relating that involves the use of personal and interpersonal skills and abilities, whether applied from a position of leadership or not. So, whether your teachers, bosses, or friends, or executives, or colleagues, or role models, can all be leaders. The people that you're working with in your groups need to hone their leadership skills according to the realities of today's world. So that's where I was going with tonight. When you start out being a leader, you don't always have the charisma. It's developed. And that develops over time. You could do great things in your first position as a leader, in leadership. Then the second time you get better, and the third time you get a little bit better than that, and the fourth time you're ready to go. And you've learned a lot. And that's a good thing. There's not much that makes you feel better in life than knowing that you accomplished something and that you have helped others accomplish a big project or a long-term project that's going to help others for a very long time. If you've done that, you're doing great. Keep at it. The more people you do that with, the better leader you're going to be. Courage. Courageous leaders are willing to express support and stand up for what they believe in, to solve problems and create for themselves. As a result, followers believe their thinking and input are important, enhancing their ability to contribute to the organization. So that's another good point. Leaders can be the custodians of a nation's ideals or of the beliefs it cherishes or its permanent hopes, of a faith which makes a nation out of a mere aggregation of individuals. That's a quote by Walter Lippmann. Let me read that one again. Leaders are the custodians of a nation's ideals, of the beliefs it cherishes, of its permanent hopes, of the faith which makes a nation out of a mere aggregation of individuals. Walter Lippmann. So there are a few nuggets this evening for you to take home and chew on a little bit. I'll go through a couple more of the leadership styles for you. Intellectual stimulation. Good leaders provide thought in their followers, stimulating them to think, to solve problems, and create for themselves. As a result, followers believe their thinking and input are important, enhancing their ability to contribute to the organization. Individual consideration. The best leaders treat each individual as unique. They coach, advise, teach, and assist people who actually need it. They are open and really listen to what's going on, especially with their followers. Now, if you have a really clear vision, that's great, because effective leaders already have pictured in their minds detailed images of the outcomes that they want to create for their followers. They have the ability to communicate their vision to their followers and to instill enthusiasm or support for that vision within them. So if you're halfway through a project and you've still got more important details to work out, don't forget to instill enthusiasm or support for the vision within them and ask what their visions are. Now, some people will offer them up throughout your process, but others may be a little bit hesitant because they don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. Well, those are the people you need to get to speak up, because they could have something in the back of their mind that really needs to come to the forefront and help you all out of whatever project it is that you're working on. Judgment is something that is really a good thing for great leaders. Great leaders use great judgment because they've been through things so many times, and they've been here and they've done that, and they've been here and they've done that. By using their rational thinking, logic, analysis, comparisons, and anticipatory scenarios, they arrive at a sound conclusion, making wise decisions. And they create alternative courses of action. The great leaders are realistic, and they use their experience and knowledge to bring a personal perspective to decisions. And you absolutely need great leaders and great judgment, and that comes from experience. Respect for others is another one of the things that the best leaders honor the individual values and talents and skills of their followers. The best leaders never belittle or humiliate anyone, ever. They never discount the ideas of others, even when they disagree. They value everyone's contribution to the overall effectiveness of the group or organization that they're actually working within. There is nothing better than when the people that you're leading respect each other and know how to say, well, I kind of agree with that, but I disagree a little bit. Can I voice that? And then you say, of course you can. I would welcome your input. That's what we need more of especially in politics. Good government, good churches, any good organization. You need that. Good leaders keep their promises because they are dependable. And we count on them on their dependability because they follow through on their comments and they take full responsibility for their own actions. They always acknowledge their mistakes. Always, not never, always recognize their mistakes. And they seek to correct their actions for the future. Followers can count on them to be consistent in their behavior. They work effectively by themselves and as a member of a team. There's nothing better than a good leader who knows what he or she is doing. And they do it. And people love them for it. A great leader is flexible. They're able to cope with and effectively function in ever-changing situations. They handle multiple issues, one at a time. Not 10 at a time, one at a time. So that they can get to each facet of the problem. They change how they think sometimes, how they feel, and how they behave as the situation warrants it. They're open to change and they accept it when it happens. From the top down right now, our political arena is in a mess, especially the top echelon. They're not flexible, they don't listen, and they lie. But I'm not going to touch that anymore tonight, because that's not what I'm all about. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to here. The most important attribute that a really great leader can have is their own integrity. It's everything. This is the most important quality that a leader can have. They act in accordance with the generally accepted moral and ethical standards of their communities. They do not abuse their position of leadership. They are truthful in all they think, say, and do, and all the elements of the leader are integrated within that person. That is invaluable. It's the sparkle on the top of the diamond. So, leadership, and as I look here to see who's here, I'm thinking, well, you certainly know all about this. Hello, Jim. Nice to see you tonight. And for all the people who are on the side and don't want to have their name on for whatever reason, I'm so glad you're here. But, I've been interested in politics for a long time, and I think it's in Maryland we've had great leaders. We really, honest to goodness, have. And I am so proud of Maryland for all the things that we've done in the past and that we're going to be doing in the future. I honest to goodness am. And I want to read another saying by Walter Lippmann. Leaders are the custodians of a nation's ideals, of the beliefs it cherishes, of its permanent hopes, of the faith which makes a nation out of a mere aggregation of individuals. When we do that one again, leaders are the custodians of a nation's ideals, of the beliefs it cherishes, of its permanent hopes, of the faith which makes a nation out of an aggregation of individuals, by Walter Lippmann. So that's what I have for you tonight, people, friends. And I just wanted to make sure that, I got all that in tonight. As most of you know, I've been having some technical difficulties, but I'm going to close this tonight so that I'm sure I've got everything right now. And, just kind of working on some technical stuff here. So I'm going to wave to Jim. Hi there. And I don't know if I can bring him on camera or not. Can you come on camera, Jim? Can't bring you on camera. Okay. So with that saying, I'm going to post this on Facebook, and then I'm going to repost it on YouTube. So thank you very much, and have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.